As winter loosens its grip, British Columbia exhales. Dawn spills pale light across fjords and forest, and the mountains shed their heavy snow. Rivers, swollen by thaw, hurry to the sea, carrying the promise of new life. Branta canadensis. People commonly say Canadian geese, but the scientific/common name is Canada goose. The bird has a white chinstrap patch, brownish body, lighter chest and belly. Size varies by subspecies from fairly small to very large. Length typically about 75 to 110 centimeters, and wingspan about 127 to 170 centimeters. Weight varies widely by subspecies, roughly 1.5 to 6.5 kilograms, with northern and resident subspecies being larger. These geese use a mix of visual landmarks, the sun, stars, and the Earth's magnetic field, to navigate during migration. The rainforest of coastal British Columbia is not the steamy jungle many imagine. It is a cool, ancient, green world, a temperate rainforest where giants stand shrouded in mist and every surface is softened by moss. Branches are draped with curtains of moss and long, beard-like lichens that sway in the slightest breeze. Rain is a frequent companion. Soft mist, steady drizzle, or the drum of a coastal storm. But even between rains, the world feels wet. Droplets bead on needles, drip from leaves in a slow, crystalline rain of their own. The constant moisture nurtures a bewildering abundance of mosses, liverworts, and fungi. Fallen trees become nurse logs. A chorus of sounds fills the undergrowth. The patter of rain on leaves, the distant slap of waves on a rocky shore, the creak of ancient trunks, and the faint, urgent chatter of birds. Varied birdlife inhabits these woods, from the high, nervous calls of chickadees to the clacking, secretive flight of marbled murrelets hidden at the edge of the canopy. Bald eagles perch in sentinel trees along estuaries and inlets. Seabird colonies rise like white clouds along nearby sea cliffs. Fauna here are adapted to a land where the ocean and forest meet. Despite the name, black bears vary in color: black, brown, cinnamon, blonde, and even bluish gray. Black bears are adaptable. They use old-growth and second-growth forests, coastal estuaries, alpine meadows, and mixed farmland. Coastal populations often concentrate around salmon streams in late summer and fall. Interior bears rely more on berries, roots, and ungulate carcasses. Black bears are omnivores with a largely plant-based diet. Berries, Grasses, roots, nuts and insects make up most of their calories, especially in summer and fall. Where available, they consume fish, notably salmon, small mammals, carrion, and human foods/garbage. They play important ecosystem roles, dispersing seeds, opening up nutrient pulses from salmon runs, and scavenging carcasses. Black bears mate in late spring and early summer, but embryos undergo delayed implantation. Cubs are typically born in the den in winter, January-February. Litters are usually 1 to 3 cubs, commonly 2, and cubs stay with the sow about 1.5 years. Denning and hyperphagia timing varies with food availability and latitude. Coastal bears with steady food may remain active longer or not hibernate as deeply as interior bears. Lifespan in the wild commonly ranges around a decade or so. Some individuals live much longer in protected conditions. Estella's J overlooks a mountain pass. The Douglas squirrel feeds hidden in a dead tree. The barred owl, scientific name, Strix varia. This is a medium-large owl, body length about 40 to 63 centimeters. Wingspan roughly 96 to 125 centimeters. Weight typically 1.1 to 2.6 pounds, varying by sex and region. Signature call is a clear, rolling hoo. Used to advertise territory and pair bonding. They also produce cackles, screams, rattles, and barking notes. They have a territorial year-round home. The pairs often duet, and they defend a large home range. They are primarily nocturnal and crepuscular, but frequently spotted hunting or calling by day. More diurnal than many owls, they are native to eastern North America, from southern Canada through much of the eastern US and into parts of Mexico and Central America. Since the 20th century, they have expanded westward into the Pacific Northwest, where this expansion has conservation implications for native species. Their preferred habitat is mature, mixed deciduous, and coniferous forests, often near water and with dense canopy and large trees for nesting. Barred owls are opportunistic predators. Rodents, mice, voles, squirrels, rabbits, birds, amphibians, reptiles, large insects, and sometimes fish. Hunting strategies are to sit and wait from a perch, then glide down silently to capture prey. Also, forage along forest edges and open patches. They have powerful talons and bill for killing and dismembering prey. The barred owl calls out for its mate. It waits patiently for a response. The owl has risen from its day slumber, waiting for its mate to go hunting in the night. On this river, every ripple hides a hunter. Meet the common merganser, sleek, purposeful, and built for the chase. This female wears a rust-red crest and is a quiet, cunning hunter. Equipped with a narrow, serrated bill, a saw-billed grip, it pursues fish under the surface, propelling with powerful webbed feet. In spring, tree cavities along the river become nursery chambers. Ducklings hatch ready to swim and follow their mother into the very waters that will test their reflexes and teach them how to survive. High above the temperate rainforests and glassy fjords of British Columbia, spring arrives as a slow, relentless thaw. Snow-blanketed ridges and hanging glaciers begin to glisten and surrender to the warming sun. From the air, serrated peaks bleed into a patchwork of white and emerald as subalpine meadows pry free from winter's grip. Meltwater finds its voice, first as trickles, then as roaring rivulets that carve mountain faces and swell into turquoise, glacier-fed rivers. Mist hangs low in the mornings, softening ridgelines and catching light like spun silver, while the sky, clear and hard, announces lengthening days. Landscapes reshaped by water, ecosystems waking in a synchronized rush, and a timeless choreography between rock, ice, water, and life. For a few intense weeks, the high country offers a raw, intimate glimpse of resilience and rebirth, where every thawing slope and thaw-fed creek carries the promise of summer yet to come. The North American river otter, Lontra canadensis, is a living arrow through the waters of British Columbia, river estuaries, and the kelp-dark shallows of the coast. In spring, the otter's world is a mosaic of thawing channels and bursting with life. The rivers run high with meltwater, and tide flats teem with crabs and shellfish, giving these charismatic predators a season of abundance. Compact and muscular, the river otter is built for life in water. Webbed feet and a flattened, powerful tail provide propulsion and steering, and highly sensitive whiskers read the smallest vibration of a fish in murky water. Sleek and sharply billed, the common goldeneye, Bucephala clangula, is a compact, high-energy presence on northern lakes and coastal bays, a small diving duck built for speed, agility, and sudden bursts of underwater pursuit. In spring, the males are unmistakable, a glossy, iridescent green head punctuated by a round white spot at the base of the bill, contrasted with a clean, black and white body that flashes like cut glass as they wheel and dive. Females are more subdued, with warm brown heads and slate bodies, their yellow eyes, the feature that gives the species its common name, catching the light like tiny coins. Golden eyes are accomplished divers. Rather than dabbling at the surface, they plunge and fold their wings, then kick strongly with webbed feet to chase crustaceans, mollusks, aquatic insects, and small fish on the lake bottom. Dives are brisk and efficient, typically short, quick disappearances and sudden reappearances, and the birds often forage in shallow bays, kelp beds, and river mouths where food concentrates. A living jewel of the surf and the swiftwater, the harlequin duck, Histrionicus histrionicus is one of the most striking and most specialized birds of the North Pacific. The male is a compact, kinetic mosaic of slate blue, chestnut and white, a pattern so bold it reads like a costume against the spray and rock. Females are more muted, warm brown with pale facial crescents, yet no less purposeful as they hug the waterline and vanish into foaming currents. Spring brings a shift of urgency. Pairs form and courtship becomes conspicuous. Rapid chases, close approaches, and soft whistles break the constant percussion of waves and rapids. Nest sites are chosen close to water, in crevices, under boulders, or among roots, where the female lays a clutch of eggs and, after incubation, leads precocious ducklings to the torrent below. For viewers, the drama of young birds negotiating whitewater is as gripping as the adult's mastery of the surf. The black oystercatcher, Haematopus bachmani, is a conspicuous black bird found on the shoreline of western North America, ranging from the Aleutian Islands of Alaska to the coast of the Baja California Peninsula. It moves with the assurance of a creature shaped by surf and stone. Legs stubby, stance wide, it walks the intertidal like a sentinel, never far from the line where sea meets land. Its world is measured in tidal rhythms. At low water, the shoreline opens like a pantry. Mussels, limpets, and small oysters cling to the rock, sealed tight against hungry waves and against this bird's persistence. Watch closely. The oystercatcher tilts its head, locates a prey item, then strikes. Its bill is both pry and chisel, blunt and powerful, a tool evolved for a single task. Sometimes it wedges the tip beneath a shell and leverages it open. Sometimes it delivers a precise, hammer-like blow to crack the hinge. It is a study in economy. The bird learns which prey yields with prying and which must be smashed, conserving energy with every calculated action. A crow is a bird of the genus Corvus, or more broadly, a synonym for all of Corvus. The word crow is used as part of the common name of many species. The related term raven is not linked scientifically to any certain trait, but is rather a general grouping for larger-sized species of Corvus. The collective name for a group of crows is a murder. These creatures turn up rocks, searching for food in low tide throughout the day. Crows are omnivorous and highly adaptable, eating a wide variety of plant and animal foods, including insects, small animals, fruits, nuts, grains, and even human leftovers. Scientific name: Ardea herodias. Common name: great blue heron. Widespread across North and Central America. Found along coasts, marshes, rivers, lakes, and even inland wetlands. Some populations migrate, others are year-round residents. Diet and hunting: opportunistic predator. Primarily fish, but also amphibians, crustaceans, small mammals, reptiles, insects, and occasionally other birds. Hunting techniques include standing motionless and striking suddenly with the bill, slow stalking, foot stirring to flush prey, and quick spearing. Can lie motionless for long periods, ideal for cinematic still shots. Nesting in colonies known as heronries, often high in trees. Nests are large stick platforms that may be reused and added to year after year. Clutch size, typically 2 to 7 eggs. Both parents incubate for roughly 3 to 4 weeks. Chicks fledge at about 6 to 8 weeks, but may remain near the nest while parents continue to feed them. Courtship includes neck stretching, bill clapping, plume display, and mutual preening. Mallard duck. Scientific name: Anas platyhynchos. Range and habitat: extremely widespread across the northern hemisphere, ponds, lakes, marshes, rivers, estuaries, and even urban parks. Average life in the wild is often only a few years, 3 to 5, but individuals can survive much longer under good conditions. Ancestor of most domestic duck breeds, they readily hybridize with other dabbling ducks, which can affect local gene pools. They play roles in seed dispersal and aquatic food webs. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.